to game number 2 because this is a really interesting game. A lot of people blind will think Dortmund versus Wolfsburg. First of all, I'd see goals at under or over 3 with minus 115 for the over 3, but Dortmund at minus 190. Not so sure you can trust Dortmund, although they are due to give someone an absolute tanning. Wolfsburg at plus 525. Let's have a little look at them. Wolfsburg not to score Wolfsburg plus 160, but they're telling you that Wolfsburg will score at minus 200. Alex, you can take us away here because Dortmund, they cannot afford any slip-ups, and they've got to start gaining a little bit more confidence because for me, they're taking that second too late on the ball, whereas when they're at it, they shift the ball quickly.
Gio Reyna, end of the season for him, another injury issue. That tells everything about this injury crisis in Dortmund all season long. We talked about it different times. 9 points behind Bayern with a game in hand. If they win that game, they go 6 points. Next week is their Klassiker, Bayern versus Dortmund, right? So there is still hope. I think that they will go all in for this match. Anyway, at home, they have almost an average of 3 goals scored on their own. In 14 games, they scored 41
Would you take
goals.
the plus 155 for Dortmund to score 3 times?
Probably yes. I think that is a great value bet. Given Dortmund's recent record against Wolfsburg, they covered the spread in their last, 6 head-to-heads, and they kept a clean sheet in 5 of them. Even in the reverse match on the road, they won 3-1. They will have Haaland is back, Reus, Bellingham, all those crazy people out there in the final third. So I'm expecting a total domination from Dortmund. I'm expecting them to win at a minimum of 2 goals. And I think that the -1 on the Asian handicap is a free hit, in my opinion. I think that Dortmund's win. The only question is how many goals they will score and by how many goals they will win. They will win. This is why I'm saying that the -1 is a free hit.
Okay, if the -1's a free hit, are we looking, Kev, at maybe like a 3-1 here? I see Wolfsburg scoring. I think Wolfsburg are strong. And I keep going back to that Wolfsburg that obviously shocked Leipzig very early on when they out-muscled them and they became very, very difficult. And then they were like Jekyll and Hyde. We didn't know which Wolfsburg was actually going to turn up. But is the way to go here over 3 at -115? Is it Dortmund -1 at -120? Or is it the old Alex classic of both teams to score and over? Because that's probably where I would go. And then if there was a shock, because Dortmund are going to score, I think Wolfsburg are going to score, but just covering yourself on Wolfsburg getting a second.
I'd rather not rely on Wolfsburg for anything, quite frankly. I think you look at the form that they've had under Florian Kohfeldt and throughout the season, it's been very unpredictable. They've very rarely shown the quality that they have. I fancy them to beat Bielefeld, and they did that comfortably last weekend. But this isn't Bielefeld. And their record against Dortmund is appalling. The last time they won was all the way back in the 2015 DFB Cup final. Jurgen Klopp was in charge of Dortmund. That's how long ago that was. So this is not a good matchup for Wolfsburg. It hasn't been for a long time. And so I think the -1 for the hosts, -120, is actually the bet here, because I think Dortmund will win it. It's just a question of how much by. And I think that bet cuts out a lot of the kind of extraneous factors, really.
Okay, do we see Wolfsburg scoring now? Because obviously Dortmund have kept clean sheets, haven't they?
Yeah, it's possible. I do still think Dortmund give up too many chances. And so even against quite limited opponents, there's some big guys in that Wolfsburg team. If they get a corner, if they get free kicks, something like that. So, and Mats Hummels is out injured. They've got all kinds of injury problems again. So I think Dortmund win it, but I'd rather just concentrate on that than having to rely on Wolfsburg, really.
Yeah, okay. The other thing with Dortmund that, again, they've got to try and sort out is having more control of the game and not just go like a basketball match. If you attack, I attack, because they haven't got a defence that can actually soak that up. Let's have a little look at the official picks. Both teams scoring over at -105 for myself. Dortmund -1 at -120. I'm just happy that Wolfsburg go 1-0 up and Dortmund then score 3-1. Everyone's a winner.